Hello and welcome to Chris's Caribbean Delights. Welcome again to Chris's Caribbean Delights, and tonight we're going to put together some mini corn muffins, and we'll have some cranberries in there, and it will be nice and moist. A nice little delectable package that you can enjoy with breakfast, dinner, lunch, brunch, or anytime you feel like. So let's go to those ingredients and get some mini corn muffins going. So in our first bowl, we'll put together the dry ingredients. Here I have a cup and 3/4 of cornmeal, the finely ground cornmeal, a cup and 1/4, and we have a 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, which we'll use there. And you want to use a whisk to just get it all incorporated and to let it all mix in right there. And here I have 2 tablespoons of baking powder. That's going to make it nice and fluffy inside. And we have 1 teaspoon of baking soda. That's going to help it to give that a rise. So we have it all there. And we just must season everything with a little bit of salt. Even in baking, you need a little bit of salt to get that flavor going. And then we'll mix this all in. So that's it for our dry ingredients. We'll now go to our wet ingredients. So now for our wet ingredients. We have 1.5 cups of milk. I am using almond milk. You can use buttermilk or whole milk. That's just what I have on hand. Almond milk. And a 1/4 cup of oil. Any oil, canola oil, corn oil, just go. And we have a 1/4 cup of honey. I'm going to put all the measurements down below, so in the description box, so that I'm just trying to get all of this out with my finger, my impeccably clean finger, I should say. Anyway, so that's the honey, the oil, the honey, the milk, and we'll enhance that with 2 large eggs. I really will give that a whisk just to break it up a little before we put it in there. Let me just pour this all in here. So now that we have this all incorporated, we have the honey in there, the milk, the eggs, and the oil. Just give it a stir and make sure it's all incorporated and it's all mixed in before we pour it into the dry ingredients. All right, so that's good. And now we just bring our dry ingredients back on the table and form a well, and we'll just pour this guy in here, all of it, and use a whisk. If you use a whisk, it's you stand a better chance of incorporating everything and getting everything all mixed in properly and evenly. That's the main thing. It has to be evenly mixed in, Because if you have the baking powder and the baking soda and everything, you know, that has to be evenly distributed so that all your muffins will rise at the same time, number one, and to the same fluff, and get the same kind of fluff as that the others will have. Not some are rising and some are not. So that's why you have to get everything incorporated properly. So that's why I use a whisk to get that done. Now, as I whisk this in, you don't want to overwork it either. So I leave this to sit for maybe about 10 to 15 minutes so that the dry ingredients can absorb the wet ingredients and make that and start to get that fluff going, that it's gonna start to rise, so to speak. Okay, so we'll just leave this here and I'll see you in 15 minutes. So while we're waiting for our dough to absorb the wet ingredients and rest for that 15 minutes, you'll prepare your pan. I have here 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 24 hole muffin pan, mini muffin pan. So this, I'll just spray this with some non-stick spray, and we'll set it aside. We'll just spray some non-stick spray, and I'll set it aside. And once our dough is absorbed properly, we'll just go ahead and I'll mix in my cranberries. Don't forget the cranberries. Once the dough is done, 15 minutes later, we'll put the cranberries in and give that a stir, and then we'll start filling our pan, our muffin pan. You can use an ice cream scoop, which is one of the good ways to do it, because you get the same amount every time you scoop, so you can always measure that. So I'll see you in a while once we start filling our pans. So after about 15 minutes or so, I began to fill my mini muffin cups with the batter. You might see it looks a little runny, but that's the consistency I came up with, because I would like it to be moist, really moist. So that consistency is pretty good. It could be a little thicker if you want to, but it may be a little more dense than usual, but we just got to do some cleaning up after on the edges of the pan, because you don't want to leave anything that's running on the pan that fell on the pan, because you don't want it to burn. That's going to start burning first, and then you'll think, then you don't want to leave. You want to clean your pan, the outside of the pan, because you don't want it to start burning, and then you'll be worried to know if your muffins are burning. But then that's just the excess that's laying around on the pan that's burning. So we'll do a cleanup once we're done filling all of our spots here. Okay. Obviously I have to get another pan, so let's get a piece of paper towel, and we'll just do a cleanup on the edges. And the oven is set at 350, and it's going to go in for 20 minutes. 20 minutes at 350. So let's get these in the oven while I find another pan to do the rest of them. Okay, I just saw one that needs a little more, I think. Just a little touch there, and a little touch there, because you want a good muffin, a good bite. Okay, so clean up, into the oven, 350, 20 minutes. And I'll be back. Okay guys, so after 20 minutes, at 350, we have some lovely mini corn muffins here. Mini corn muffins, and they are delicious and they are moist. Ooh, awesome. I'm just in the process of taking them out of the muffin pan and placing them on a board. So they're delicious, they're fantastic. It's a treat to have one of these on your plate, whether it's dinner time, breakfast time, lunch time, brunch time, holiday time, Thanksgiving, Christmas. One of these dudes are, it's just an awesome bite, right? And I know you're gonna have more than one anyway, so like, share, and subscribe. And we have here some mini corn muffins with cranberries, and I even put some raisins in there, with cranberries and raisins, so make it a nice, rich, full bite. Cranberry, raisin, corn muffins, mini corn muffins. See you in the next clip. Thanks for watching.